Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kaji. It's so nice to have you here. Today I'm going to do a kind of chit chat, get ready with me with this new little segment I'm going to title Chats with Kaji or something along those lines. So I'm just going to be talking about, some life stuff while you see me getting ready and doing my makeup. So today I kind of wanted to talk about fake friends. Now, just a little background with my experience with fake friends. In high school, I didn't really put myself out there to that extent to really meet people. I didn't really participate. So when I started college 2 years ago, now I'm about to be a junior in college this fall. And I met this girl. I'm not gonna say her name, of course. And long story short, she became the quickest or the closest thing that I've ever had really to a best friend. And I just really had cared about her. And then I don't know, she got a boyfriend, and then she started to be different. She lied to me. She wasn't a good friend. She just put me through so many stuff. I'm not even gonna go into too many details because that would take forever, but she was really out there with guys, and I don't know if she was embarrassed, why she felt the need to lie about it, but let's just say in the midst of her trying to conceal her affairs with so many guys, she used me as a pawn in her lies to cover up everything. She lied on me in order to hide her relationships. She let her boyfriends talk to me all crazy, and I never had an apology from her. I kind of just sat there and just took it and stayed friends with her for whatever God knows reason, because she was just really my friend. I just really cared about her even though she wasn't treating me that way. And she kind of just went on Twitter and said some really nasty stuff about me, and I stopped talking to her for the summer, and I started and then a mutual friend of ours was like, maybe you should be friends with her again. She doesn't have any other girlfriends at this campus. Yeah, so I started talking to her again, and then we became friends, and I was just absolutely miserable because she just wasn't a good friend. She was just very selfish. She was a narcissist. And it really hurt me when I found out that she doesn't care about anyone other than boys. I had stopped being friends with her officially last December. So we came back off of Christmas break, and then I had just kind of just written her off. I didn't have time for it anymore. I didn't really have that conversation with her, I'm not gonna be friends with you anymore because of everything that happened. Kind of just stop talking to someone. I don't think that's the best choice. But that's not what this video is about, because there's a lot of videos about how to properly and effectively get rid of fake friends. So that's kind of just my experience. Now I kind of have some stuff here written down so I don't ramble. Okay. Now, the first thing that people tell you when you tell them that you had an experience with a fake friend, the first thing that they say is, "Oh, you're too nice," and "Oh, you're too trusting." And that really confused me, because I was just like, since when is being nice a crime? and I really kind of just wasn't understanding what the problem is. Like, what's wrong if somebody wants to be nice? You know, why are you inclined to fake friends just because you're nice? Like, why is being nice a crime? And yeah, so I would just have people in my life, including my mom, tell me, you know, oh, you're too naive. Not everyone's your friend. And that's true, not everyone is your friend. But that doesn't mean that you should just walk around with a guard. And I disagree. I disagree that the reason people have fake friends is because they're too trusting. That is just absolutely just not true, in my opinion. And then after that, just like they encourage you to have a guard. And let me tell you, only weak people have guards. Like, you know, you don't need to be too trusting to attract fake friends. Fake friends are inevitable. Anyone is inclined to have fake friends. You can put up a guard and you're still gonna find yourself somehow with fake friends in your circle of friends. Of friends. Yeah, you're gonna end up with fake people no matter what. So being trusting or being nice is just, it's kind of irrelevant to the idea of fake friends, you know what I mean? Okay guys, so I applied my wing eyeliner off camera, and of course it's not even, because it never really is. So as I was saying, fake friends are inevitable. You can be the nicest person, you'll have fake friends. You could be a celebrity and you will find yourselves with fake friends in your circle. There's just really no escaping it, and there's not one thing that attracts it more than the other. So then people encourage you to have your guard up. And I kind of like, for some time, I don't believe in putting up a guard. So I was kind of just going through this really torn moment when I was like, really? Am I too trusting? Am I too this? Am I too this? And, you know, am I naive? And I'm not naive. I am the furthest thing from naive. Yeah, as I'm saying, I got all types of, you know, insults and shade and, oh, Kaji, you're an easy target, you know? And I just don't believe in that. I disagree. Do not put up a guard in order to attempt to block out, you know, people who just genuinely don't care. We live in a world where people put up guards to try to keep other people out, and it's done nothing for this world other than create hate and just so much malicious intent and wars and everything else. I mean, why would you even try to duplicate that in your life? I don't know. It's just not worth it. It is so not worth it, but it most definitely isn't worth putting up a guard. The guards don't help. They're for the weak, you know? And people who put up guards, I hate to say, you know, but they're cowards. That's all that it really boils down to, is being a coward. And it's not their fault, because nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to get used. Nobody wants to care about someone who doesn't care about them. But putting up a guard is like the coward's way out. Guards are for the weak. You don't need to put your guard up, because they don't protect you from anything. You know, all they do is make you lonely and isolated and paranoid. And it's important to remember that we are in God's world, and God does not want us to distance ourselves away in order to protect ourselves, and if you look at, Jesus's story, he was in a position on earth where he had fake friends. Judas sold him out for silver, and Peter denied him 3 times. And then the biggest betrayal of all is Satan, who was Lucifer, who was an angel, who was in third command in heaven. And he stabbed him in the back for what? Power. So it doesn't even matter who you are. Fake friends are inevitable. That guard will do absolutely nothing for you. You still have to embrace people. You still have to, believe that not everyone is like that. Okay, you guys, so the next thing in my notebook, I kind of basically covered we should view each other as hurt and that it's an isolated incident. So let's go into that. I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Warm Honey and my AliExpress kind of buffing brush to highlight. Okay, so I basically kind of already touched on this already. It's just saying that not everyone is like that, you know what I mean? So that kind of correlates with the whole not everybody is like this, and just because you're viewing each situation as an isolated incident doesn't mean that you're naive. It just means that you see that this person has something going on. And with that one friend, I kind of just had to realize, like, she has something going on. It's kind of just like understanding why that person is a bad friend. You have to realize that that person is a bad friend because maybe they've experienced a bad friend. And whereas you would have experienced a bad friend and wouldn't become a bad friend, you kind of just have to like understand or be empathetic in a way, and that doesn't mean, being empathetic doesn't mean that you have to sit around and take crap from them, but the truth of the matter is that people are bad friends because they don't know how to treat themselves. So when you don't know how to treat yourself, you don't know how to treat someone else, whether that be a friend or it can even be like a boyfriend or girlfriend. When you don't know how to treat yourself, you kind of just take stuff from anybody and everybody. And to her, in that setting where it's just like you kind of just let people treat you any type of way, and she kind of just let these boys come into her life and disrespect her, and she would just stay there. So when I left the friendship, she couldn't know why I left, because she doesn't know how to apply that self-esteem, or now I have to leave type of thing. So really all you can do is just feel compassionate for these people, but it's up to us to know what's the healthy way to kind of handle things. Forgive, not stay. Okay, so just because you forgive a person doesn't mean that you have to stay. I just covered this with one of my girlfriends from Jamaica recently, is that just because you forgive the person doesn't mean that you have to, stay there. And what I realized with fake friendships and this whole forgiveness thing is that you don't need an apology from the person to get closure. You do not need that. So just because you forgive the person doesn't mean that you're an idiot. Doesn't mean that you go back and you be friends with them all over again. and you know, you kind of just let them take advantage of you all over again, and you become friends with them, and you sit there and you take it, and you know, treat them like they didn't do that to you and all of that. It just kind of means that you have closure of the situation. You know, is that you kind of just let it go. Anger, forgiveness, yeah, forgiveness is for yourself, not for the other person. Because when you're sitting there and you're hurt and you're angry, that tears you apart. So you have to be the bigger person, and you have to learn to kind of just like let go. You know, it's just not even worth it, because she was sitting there giving me dirty looks in you know, in school, like she wasn't the one that did something to me, and I'm just sitting there like, girl, bye, in your heart. And you sit there and you listen to other people's advice, and they're saying, oh, why you even talk to her? Nah, don't forgive her. Don't worry about doing anything spiteful. Don't go about it in that way. All you have to do is kind of just be like, you know what? They can't be a good friend to me. They got stuff going on in their own lives. You know, kind of just forgive, move on.
Let it go, let it go. Go never bothered me anyways.
You know, that's kind of just what you have to, the motto you kind of have to go with. I mean, I can't sing, but you get the point, you know? You kind of just have to let bygones be bygones. I'm gonna read a part in the Bible. Let me kind of just find it. Now, this is a psalm that I found a long time ago, Psalms 27, my favorite. And basically it talks about fake friends. Basically it talks about everything, but I'm going to read the last few verses. And it says from verse 11 through 14, Psalms 27, teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of my enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. You guys, that last verse, verse 14, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Being of good courage is not putting up a guard and blocking out everyone that you meet and being one of those standoffish people. Okay, that is not being of good courage. Being of good courage is learning to forgive, learning to understand that that person has something going on in their lives as to why they can't be a good friend to you, and kind of just removing yourself out of the situation in a non-hateful way. You know, if you kind of just have that big heart, God will strengthen your heart to deal with people like that when you make that extra effort to not have hate in your heart, you know? And when you make that extra effort to really just let things go, you know, and try to understand why people do the things that they do. They have something going on in their life. They have psychological problems. They have, you know, childhood drama and childhood trauma that they have to recover from. They don't know how to treat people because someone did not know how to treat them. And when you remember that, and when I'm so glad I was able to find that verse, you guys, and on that note, I'm gonna put some lipstick on. I'm going to do the Mochalicious by Wet n Wild 914C, and I'm going to be putting on Brilliant Berry, a gloss by Avon.
Completes the look, you guys. It's just a very daytime wearable look. I kind of like it. Like, comment down below and tell me if you guys like it. I kind of like it. It's my second time doing this look. Yeah, I think I'm getting better at makeup. Yay!
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I'll see you guys in my next video, okay? Bye. I'm so hungry. Oh, you guys hear my stomach growling?